Look at this. Hands-free. It's a little Pixar lamp. This is called Ingenuity. And it's not connected. See, the little blue light is on now, and the audio is crispier. Greetings, we are learning Java 101 from scratch. My goal is to make a Sudoku solver, and then I will be done with Java. Those are the rules. Today we're going over constructors. They make many lines of code, less lines of code, to make it easier to read, because being concise is a good thing. Or they take a bunch of data and can make them into objects. So let's say you're Amazon and you have literally a billion products. Each product has its own name, serial number, price, is it in stock, and that is what a constructor would compile. It would make that into an object. So we're going to do that today. We did kind of do that last time, but this time we're going to use a constructor and see if it's better. So IntelliJ is what I'm using, and there is a function where you can generate constructors from data. So we're going to race. I'm going to see if I can do it faster than IntelliJ. Spoiler alert, probably not. We're going to make a constructor in Java, and this constructor will be for a book, like an Amazon type deal where you're pulling information about a book and it's going to print it out, and the constructor is going to take all that information and pass it through a method. First things first, I made a class, and the class name, it needs to be the same as, this is important. I already got these set up. I thought about what I needed. So we have title, author, description, price, number of pages, some sort of code to find it, and then if it's in stock or not. And one thing to note is that I used a wrapper class for all of these because we want null. We don't want default values. We don't want 0. We want null if it's not there. And that's because in constructors, you don't necessarily have to pull all the information. You could just pick 2 of these things. You could just pick the title and the author, and it will return all these other ones as null. Okay, so we are going to build our constructor now. We're going to use the class book, and we're going to add our curly braces. Okay, so now we are going to pick out all of these that we want, and we're going to do all of them for this. So string, title, string, author. I'm going to fast forward through this so that you don't have to watch. Okay, so we have public book, and we have all of our data types in here, and now we are going to assign them variables that are going to be referenced in main. This is where you're going to run into a slight issue, and I'll show you. So we have title equals title. That's like this title up here will equal this title down here. However, they're the same name. And so Java doesn't know which one we're referring to. So we're going to use this keyword, this dot title. So it says this title is this title. It lets you rename something without actually renaming something so that Java knows which one you're talking about, this one. So we're going to do this for any of the ones that come out the same. So like author, we're going to do this dot author. So now these pink ones, pink means it's linked to these, and it's part of this constructor, which is going to go over to main and let us create objects where we can put values in. So like this is like a default one right now. If we were to print this, it would just say null for everything, but we're going to give it values. So let's get rid of this print line statement. We're going to do book X give it just a generic variable, new book. And this is our class that we made. And now if you can see this little note here, it's telling us fill me with parameters, put stuff in here. So for string title, it's a string, so we're just going to add a string. The title of this book, 50 Shades of Gray. Separate by commas, author, Dwayne Johnson. Price. Oh wait, we need the description real quick. Incredibly horny. Price $19.99. That is a double, so now we need an integer whole number for page numbers. We'll say it's 420 pages. 6969 as the ISBN. And is it in stock? True. Oh, forgot to separate that with a, there we go. So IntelliJ has actually went ahead and automated all of our separate data types that we're going to be constructing. So now we're going to go out of this class and make a method, a print method. So we are going to do public static void print product book X. Please don't turn red. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to fast forward to this, but I'm just going to set up the print. So it's going to print all of our values with what it is. I'll show you how to do the first one, and then I'm just going to fast forward to the rest because there's 7 of them. So we're going to do system out print title, and to display the title plus X, our variable, dot, and then let's pick the corresponding data type you want to display, so title. And it should turn pink, which means it's linked to the class. So it's going to take this and run it through this right here and give us the correct information. So I'm just going to run through the rest of the 7. Okay, so everything went pretty smoothly. One thing I noticed is I used number of pages here when I'm pretty sure it should just be pages. So I don't know if it took this one. I think it'll still work. We'll see. We're going to call the method. Make sure that we have a missed my semicolon right here. Okay. We're going to go down a line, call the method, which is print product X, and let's hope nothing goes wrong. And something went wrong. Okay, we have too many curly braces. Easy fix, please work. Awesome, okay, so if you look down here, we have all the information pulled from our book without using, 10 lines of code. And this doesn't seem important, but when you have a giant thing like Amazon, 10 lines of code per product is going to be huge. So it also helps, like, if you wanted to do a default one, like if you wanted to create a new book, you would have all of your default information that could be inputted, and that's how you create new objects. Now, that took me about 12 minutes. Let's delete this and see how quickly IntelliJ can generate one, because this is 2025. Things are automated. So we're going to right click, generate constructor, and we're just going to go through all of these. All right, and it literally did that in 15 seconds. And let's see if it works. Once again, the curly braces. I had $1. And it works fine. So the computer did what I just did, but I learned. Now I know how to do it. So don't let computers always do the job. Make sure you know how to do it first. That's today's lesson. Constructors, I'll see you next time.